everybody, and I'm here again with Dr. Mike Siva-Jothy, and one of the great things about the Global Bedbug Summit is that we're able to bring researchers from around the world to speak about so many different things that are happening. And the last summit was actually now 2 years ago. I can't believe it's 2 years since the last summit, but so much has changed and there's so much new content occurring. Can you give me an idea of what's happening at the University of Sheffield over here in England?
Yeah, sure, Phil. So in the last 2 years, I've pulled together a small team of people, and we're really focused on trying to link up how bedbugs work, their kind of physiology, how they're wired, and how their vision and sensory perception works, and how that drives out behaviour in a way that's kind of relevant to pest controllers. So what kinds of things are important for how they decide where they're going to hide in a crevice, right? So kind of refuge-seeking behaviour, and how they decide about how they're going to find a host. And those two things are obviously critical in driving how bedbugs behave in the field, and those are all critical aspects of the behaviour to understand if you're going to control them, knowing where they're hiding and knowing how they're biting.
And when we get together at the summit, we're able to take things like you do here and then match it up with the applied areas, which makes it for a really interesting conference.
Well, that's the great thing about the conference. From our perspective, we're very focused on the academic outputs of this, and that those are often slightly different to the applied side. But we're doing this quite deliberately so that everything we do is relevant to the coal face of bedbug control. And the kinds of questions we're asking, some of them are have very what I would call proximate answers, so that we're like I say, trying to understand how they find a refuge, which of course is immediately relevant to pest controllers. But we're also doing stuff to understand how they interact with some of their symbiotes, and that the target of that may be 10 years down the road. But if we know how these important internal organisms work for them, and we can knock them out, then we've got a target for control that might be more effective.
And I think what's so neat again about the summit is that we're able to bring people like Mike in the past. You see names of researchers that you just typically haven't seen. Mike was not a household name in the U.S. Before we brought him across, and now you're pretty well known. You're a household name. So it was awesome having you with us, and just keep doing the great work over here in England.
Cheers, Phil.
Cheers.